Hi there, and welcome to another episode here on the FM Tactical Series. Here you get a chance to watch your tactics in action used by Gloucester City as they try to chase down Manchester United at the top of the table. So far, we've used three tactics already submitted by users, and on today's show, we have a new tactic brought to you by DaleUK. It's a 4-3-3, which features a defensive midfielder, and he submitted in this tactic, which I'm very keen to use because I like my 4-3-3 systems. If you've been following the show, and he's got some interesting PIs. He's got one cross from deep here. He gets his wing back going up the flank, and he wants him to drop crosses from deep. Mafio doesn't do very much. Few risky passes. Pass it shorter for the two centre backs. Pass it shorter for the goalkeeper. Now he wants the goalkeeper to always pass it short. Okay, I might change this though. And he's always asking yeah, I'm gonna change this straight away. Distributing to centre backs is quite risky because it's better not to pass it to centre backs but to your full backs. The centre backs can be under pressure because there's always going to be a striker nearby, especially if it's a system that's pushed up high, and this is very risky, and I'm just going to use it for the first 15 minutes, but there's a strong possibility this shot goes away almost immediately. Here we got dribble less, pass it shorter, a few risky passes, totally understandable. More direct passes from the back, from the playmaker. Shoot less often, dribble less, close down much more from the central midfielder on attack duty. So I guess there's a fair bit of moving around here. A bit of a concern for this one, but yeah, the overall is still okay. He's got final third closing down by his front three, I guess. Yeah, I guess you've been reading my book. Alright, he's doing what I call a high block, which uses close down much more and tackle harder. And he's got an attacking playmaker on the left. He's trying to draw players to the left side of the pitch so that they can unlock the front, and DLF support. He'll drop deep, play risky passes. Other than that, most of it, play our defense with crosses, use offside trap, prevent short goalkeeper distribution. The defensive line is normal, everything looks okay. Nothing much I want to change from the start. I'm just going to play this game. We've got Lopez, Gomez, Lacazette, Germano. He can't be a ball-winning midfielder. Let's ask the ass-man, eh? What does he think? We are one day away from a match against Crystal Palace. And guess what, Dale? You're going to get a chance to see your tactic being used twice against the same team. Crystal Palace. So and one is away, one is home. This will be interesting. Okay. Yes, let's ignore all the history making by Gomez. I do expect him to be one of the top players in the club now. Tactics. This Gloucester side, on paper, in my opinion, is a lot better than my Torino side. Yes. So we got the team all set up. Everybody is getting ready to rumble against a 4-2-3-1 from Crystal Palace. You playing under control, very fluid. We're going to watch the first 5 minutes on comprehensive and then go from there. Colado. What am I looking at? I'm looking for transitions to go seamlessly from the back to the front, and I'm looking for players to have passing options, and when the opposition has the ball, I want passing lanes shut. So I'm going to be looking to see that these are done. Colado to Olmedo. Once again, that's good. They cut that pass out very nicely. Germano to Lopez. Lopez on for Z Gomez on his own. Very much on his own. Okay. Instructions. Pass into space, please. Thank you. Let's look at our own tactic. Okay, there we go. Now, why have I gone with pass into space? It's for Lacazette, basically. And you've got a wing back here who likes to cross from deep. Now, whether or not I keep that instruction is a different matter because we have to see the situation in the game. Crossing from deep is crossing from these areas, right? And you have to be playing in such a way that you give yourself the space in this area for those crosses to work. Now, if you're playing against a team that's sitting back, then you're not gonna get much space, right? So it all depends. So you're gonna have to watch and then see if they're attacking you and whether or not they leave spaces behind so that you can go into those spaces. Lacazette getting inside the box as an inside forward. And inside forward as well. I don't have Lacazette is just right-footed, so I'm not going to play him on the left flank. Lopez does well. Jinx past one player. Jinx plus another, then gets it out to the flanks. Here we go, Mafio. Lacazette back to Mafio. Plays it out to Olmedo. Olmedo to Lopez. Strikes it hard, and he goes out to touch. As a corner. Well, Gloucester City comfortably camping away. Not that much to talk about then in terms of the highlights. Corner, Holden. Off the line. Oh, my lordy. Collado clears the danger. Oh, this was a very, very interesting situation. What are we going to do? We have to make a change. But I'm playing this tactic out to see how it feels. And at the moment, on key highlights, this is all I see, which doesn't say very much. Now I have to get more going in this game. So I want to see more, because if I don't see highlights, means there's not enough creation from my side, and that could be a bit of a concern. So I need to see where the transition is failing. Borthwick Jackson to Almeida. He's playing as the ball-winning midfielder on support. Again, we just hoofed the ball up. Okay, all right. This is something that I have to change. I want to get that wing back high up the pitch, because, yep, we're not getting width from this area of the pitch. So he's going to go on attack. We got ourselves a corner. Oh, yes. Sorry, I don't even need to do that. We're just going to remove cross from deep, and then I'm going to tell him to do few risky passes and dribble less, and allow him to make the decisions first. Because we're not creating very much in terms of chances in the final third against Crystal Palace. Another save from Johnston. Crystal Palace 0, Gloucester City 0. Not many chances being created at the moment. We're going to do a lot in the next iteration of the system. I'm removing the ball-winning midfielder on support, because if all he does is try to win the ball, may not be enough. Z Gomez to Olmedo. Olmedo with the ball. Does not release a goal-scoring opportunity. Germano, CM on attack. Not doing very much either. Borthwick Jackson to Collado to Lopez. Lopez to Z Gomez. Z Gomez takes a shot from range, gets us a corner. That's a good strike. A corner to be taken by Germano. Puts it into the box. And Lacazette jinx one way, gets it back to Germano. Blind. Mafio. Back to Olmedo. Hassan. Rivera. Okay, the left side of the pitch. Yes, we know why it's wrong with the tactic, but we're going to keep on playing at this rate, because my ball-winning midfielder is not linking up very well. He's all over the pitch. During transitions, he's not there. But we scored a goal from Collado. However, I've been noticing one thing. I want you all to keep a very good eye on him, not Collado, but on Olmedo. Because Olmedo is the guy, this player here, he's not really involved very much around this side of the pitch. We've got a CM on attack, yes, but the playmaker doesn't have a lot is landing on the playmaker's plate. So when he can't do anything with the ball, he loses the ball. Germano into the box it goes. I mean, there's not much that you need to tweak with the system. You're getting into the box, you're creating chances. We want to create more chances, so that tweak might help. Germano cleared again. And because you've got two central midfielders closing down everywhere, right? They're going all over the place. Sometimes they may not be in the right place when you do win the ball. So maybe you want the ball on the right side of the pitch and both of them are there, and then you want the ball to get to the attacking playmaker on the left flank, and it doesn't get there. So we want the attacking playmaker to have... I know what the intention was, to get him screen, but we're going to try and do it differently in the other tactic. Borthwick Jackson So we've seen enough. Let's watch it on key now. Mafio to Lacazette. Lacazette holds the ball up. Plays it back to Germano. Germano to Lopez. Lopez takes... Holy crap. My boys are just striking these bullets from range. I don't feel... Okay, defensively, I don't feel under pressure with this system, which is kind of cool. So now we've pushed Hajek as a wing back on support, so he's slightly higher up the pitch during transitions as well. So this supports this whole area now, so that the attacking playmaker does see the ball, does, you know, just get more of the ball, I guess. Germano, well, all right. Now, if you're going to look at this tactic, so far, community tactics have done us quite a lot of good. Look at the number of clean sheets. I am impressed. However, this match, I wasn't too impressed with ourselves. Our shots on goal, well, look at the number of shots. And I'm more concerned about the fact that only number 9 got inside the box. That's the first thing that bugged me. The second thing that bugged me about this was, even though we had a large heat map, quality of chances, not very good. So width, not really happening in the tactic. I didn't notice a lot of width. So this is the original tactic that DaleUK sent. He's got cross from deep. He's got a DLP on defense with more direct passes. He's got a ball-winning midfielder and a CM on attack. Close out much more was the common denominator here. And we have close out much more here and here and even here. Okay, so I'm gonna change things slightly to get a bit of width going. So this is what I've done. In the tactic, I've gone and told him to be a wing back on attack. This means he's gonna take the ball wide, he's gonna go down the flanks. This player, he's gonna sit narrower. I'm gonna get him to cut inside, narrower. And now the question remains, what do we do with inside forward? Remember, we've got a few players occupying the zone, including this player. So I'm gonna turn him into a winger on attack. So he's gonna stretch the pitch. The reason why I'm doing this is because we have an inside forward attacking here. We got a central midfielder attacking here. We got a deep line forward dropping down. We got an attacking playmaker trying to create something. So there's a lot of activity in this side of the pitch, and it's not going to help us. I've also changed this role from a ball-winning midfielder on support to a general central midfielder on support. We shoot less often, dribble less, close down more, pass it shorter. Over here, we've got a CM on attacks, shoot less often, dribble less, close down more direct passes, and move into channel. So we're hoping he attacks the space here. Colado at the back, we're going to remove his more risky passes and more direct passes. We don't want him to do any of that. He is going to, in fact, what we're going to do is do the entire opposite. We're going to tell him, we're just going to tell him to use his intuition to decide what he wants to do. And that's the decision that we've taken. Mafio and the rest, they have the same instructions that you have chosen. At the back, I'm taking this off, and I'm taking this off. It's redundant. We'll roll it out to the fullbacks. I don't like rolling it out to the centre backs. I like rolling out the fullbacks. I find that it's less risky that way. So we're going to go with control, very fluid, and we're playing Crystal Palace now at home. Let's see how the changes affect us. Are we going to generate more width? Because I didn't see width, and I didn't see a lot of movement into the box. So I want to stretch them a bit more and try and get them inside the box. Here you see Cedric is going to come down our left flank. Our left flank is also attacking. So the good news is we're going to put some pressure on their flank too. But we have to keep an eye out on this because it could easily fall apart. So the team shouts are normal defensive line, use offside trap, play out of defense, and pass into space. And we're going to watch this match on extended highlights. So once again, the lineups indicate that this flank looks a bit more attacking. So he's coming down this flank. So we're going to keep our eyes peeled. If Hajek so much as gets out of position, then we have to make changes straight away. So this becomes a danger zone. And I'm looking at our team building attacks and getting the ball to Lacazette on the flank. So Lacazette will almost act like a second striker in certain cases if we're able to get the ball to him. All right, let's go and see what they do. All right. Okay. If I had a snub, I mean, I have one skin, right, that tells me roles and duties. Here I go Olmedo back to Colado. Olmedo now sitting very narrow with Lopez. Now we can see the wing back up here. Great position. Crosses the ball. It's an instant response. Exact. See, the thing about creating a tactic is you need to be able to visualize your own goals. And I wanted the wingback to be cutting, giving us the width, which was so lacking in the first game. Now, our very first attack, we get the width we want. And look, more interested in this guy. Lacazette is also in the box like a second striker, which is what I want to see. Now I want to see it happening on the other flank too. Now, there are three attacking patterns in our tactic. We've got one going down the left, we've got one going down the right, and we've got one punching through the middle. The good thing about this option is now we've got a lot of attacking options in our tactic. We also have the option of reducing the onus on attack by telling Hajek to go drop down or as a wing back on support. The reason we want to do this is we want to watch the transitions. Bailey to Posma. Posma gets away to back to Bailey. They're doing a pretty good job of getting into the box. That transition was very good. What we're going to do now is we're going to make it so that Hajek now drops back down to support as a role. Bothwick Jackson with the ball. Oh, we didn't see much of that. Still control very fluid. In terms of transitions now, I can actually do this. I can go overload now and only go to fluid, so I don't involve everybody in a transition. Let's see how it looks like on comprehensive for a short while before I drop out of it. Ado with a free kick. Ado. In Asia, it's like Ado. Painful. Ado. Man, we had Tete once. Oh, I couldn't help myself, and I saw that name on the screen. Lopez with the ball, plays it out to Z Gomez. Now he's noticed the wingback on support. He does not do the crazy anymore. Okay, what can we do? What else can we do right now? Okay, the thing here now is the DLP on support. He has to be involved in holding the ball up, getting others into play, and if he doesn't do all that, then we want to see this player getting others into play. But because we have a winger on attack, now this player can be more than just a player that brings people in. He can actually be an advanced forward. Now we have a winger on attack already, so you got somebody ready and willing to go down that flank. So options are abound. Now there's something to be said about having a second playmaker. I love having a second playmaker in my side. In fact, I've gone as far as using 4 playmakers in one team because I like to switch the focus of attacks. We'll just play this out for a few more minutes and then I will switch to the other playmaker because if the attacking playmaker for some reason has to be involved in action, then we can do something like get this guy to be a playmaker or switch this guy up and get him to be a playmaker, but he has direct passes on him. So, and he's got more risky passes, so I don't think I want to do that. Z Gomez being an idiot. Okay, so that's because we are on overload. Sorry, I won't change that. That was due to overload. When you have a mentality that's very high, chances are sometimes they do crazy stuff. Okay, again Hajek wins the ball. Brilliant. Read that. Lopez, the playmaker, gets it back to Colado. Colado plays it to Olmedo. Olmedo is playing simple football. We don't want too many geniuses on the ball. Lopez pulls a few players to him. Unfortunately, well, he didn't. That is player attributes, not good enough. Again, he puts it down the line. This is a good attempt at passing into space. He wanted the ball to get to the striker so that the striker could do something about it. Juanmi, Posma, he's not gonna threaten us. Okay, instructions. We are normal using an offside trap pass into space, balance, mixed, prevent short goalkeeper distribution. Locolado, back to Lopez. Lopez out to Lacazette. Lacazette, the winger on attack to Z Gomez. Z Gomez pulls a few players. Germano shoots from range. Again, we are on overload. Now we'll drop it down to attacking and see the difference. This Mafio's ball. Olmedo picks it up. Germano to Lopez. Lopez cuts inside, gets it to Z Gomez. Z Gomez to Olmedo. Olmedo to Germano, gets inside the box, but he's offside. So we're beginning to see some of the movement that I was after. Germano punching through the middle, and the ball. I still haven't seen Lacazette being released yet. In order for me to do that, probably I need another playmaker. I'm thinking of turning Germano into an attacking playmaker on support. And oh, Juanmi, okay, we're gonna try something different. I'm gonna turn him into an advanced playmaker, or better still, a roaming playmaker. That's more like it. Should dribble more, roam from position. You can dribble. It's all right. Want to see you. We can forget about moving into channels. We want you to play more risky passes. Okay. So we've got him, and I'm gonna tell him to remove this, and I want you to play more risky passes as well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn this guy into a kind of a deep lying playmaker. He's gonna bomb balls this way, and then I've got another playmaker here. Let's see what that does to our tactic. I think it's okay. You got a lot of options. Like I'm trying to get some of the attention switched to the right flank as well, so that maybe we should pass the ball to our friend Germano. A free kick, Johnston, Postma. Don't do that. So we're just messing about making some small tweaks to the system because I want my width in the tactic. Again, Juanmi to Bailey. Bailey from outside the box under a lot of pressure. I noticed one thing about your your free kick settings. You don't have anybody staying forward, so you might want to change that. I haven't not changed that. He had no options, so he went and knocked the ball forward. Okay, we're changing you to an advanced forward on attack. That's it. You go back to being a... Why am I changing him back? There's a reason why. Because now I got too many players running forward like monkeys. So we are going to change the Mano and tell him to become a bulk basic central midfielder on attack with all these options. Right. Okay. That's it. We don't want him to go. We don't want him to go flying off right now. Colado has picked up a yellow card. Olmedo back to Borthwick Jackson, to Lopez, to Olmedo, now to Z Gomez. Back to Lopez, now the ball goes. You can see the wing back is hurtling down the flanks. Hajek plays it out to Olmedo, now to Colado. This system will rely a great deal on our wing back on the left because he is going to be expected to go down the full length of the pitch to try and create a cross. Webster wins that. Olmedo is not going to get there. And passing options, yeah, they have to go wide to Adu. And happy so far with this. Lopez with the ball. You can see the two so close together. If he only can hold out the ball. Okay, Z Gomez. There you go. Germano inside the box. Shoots. Forcing a keeper into a save. Oh, dear Lord. Again, Lacazette inside the box. Try to get to the ball. Good football from Gloucester City. I'm seeing a lot more threat now attacking the box. So we got an advanced forward also. He's not testing the lines. Olmedo, what does he do? He gives it to Lopez. Lopez out wide to Mafio. We are camping. Yes, but now Adu and Webster, Colado is in trouble. He better not do something silly. Instead, the playmaker comes back to pick up the pieces. How's that for combination play? Gets it out to Z Gomez. Z Gomez not in an offside position. That will happen when you're playing an advanced forward. So if you don't like that, change him to a poacher. But definitely do not ask him to be a complete forward. Okay, I completely detest that role. It's like a forward that you want him to do everything in the game. Postma. Oh no, this is an open goal. But Mafio does well. Defense extremely well. Plays it out to Lacazette. And we are playing on an attacking mentality. So the boys are trying their best to... here, Lacazette, well, he's trying to be a winger. Want me. Out to Hassan. Germano wins the ball. Releases Z Gomez. Z Gomez inside the ball is a second goal. That's nice to see. So what have we got here? Germano was playing direct passes with direct and risky. So that's a result of what one of the PIs that we have. Germano hurls that ball behind the line for Z Gomez. Z Gomez is playing as an advanced forward, so he attacks the defensive line. Options you can have. Winger on attack, very good combination with the winger on attack is an advanced forward because both of them on the same wavelength. However, when you play like that, don't overcommit to closing down in the midfield because you don't want your players to run out. You want some players being able to give you service. Germano now. What a ball from Germano. Lacazette is already putting Adu under pressure. This is what we want to see. They have no passing options. The ball is targeted for our winger. Alon Nandaye, please come on board. Mr. Our friend is getting a bit tired now. Abel Collado is now the captain of the side. Can you believe it? In the absence of Sergio Gomez, Campbell inside the box, Almedo. Oh no, Campbell has got time to line it up. He gives it to Rivera. Rivera tries to shoot Campbell again. Mafio clears the danger. Your free kick routines need somebody staying up. There's nobody staying up. So you would definitely want to change that. Okay, Webster back to Mafia, to Ndaye, to Almedo. Almedo right up for Z Gomez. Z Gomez giving their defenders a lot of headaches because as an advanced forward, it's dangerous for them to push up too high now. So you look at where my Z Gomez is standing, right there. Oh my word, this is too good. And Hajek out wide, wing back on support. Gets it. You get the width. By getting the width, you get options inside the box. You were playing as a wing back with deep crossing. Now that would only work if your players were all for example, you're playing a round out 30, maybe it makes sense. But you got inside forward attacking the space, you got deep line support coming this, you got CM and attack, all of them converging in one area. There's too much congestion in the area of the pitch. Now, the more they attack, the more space they're going to give up. And this is going to get worse for Crystal Palace. They'll have to attack you by pushing up. And when they do that, they leave pockets of space open. They just change their roles and duties in their system. Lopez, he's not the best. Germano plays better in that position. I'm just watching the game and commentating right now. So it's kind of fun. Juanmi, I'm not too concerned now. They run back. Again, passing options limited. You just saw that again. That's good as far as I'm concerned. We're doing a lot better than the first match. Now we've got 7 shots on target compared to the first version that I was using earlier. I did some changes in that game, but I wasn't too happy. Lopez, now the goalkeeper as well, we're telling him to roll it out and giving up. I prefer giving it to the fullbacks instead of giving it to the central defenders. There's less pressure. You see, you don't want to ever give the ball to the central defender because there's always a striker standing next to him. So, it's a bit dangerous. Ndaye with the ball. What a ball for Lacazette. That's why I have a winger. Ooh, Lala. Ooh, come on. This is ping pong football, my word. This is crazy. Okay, so pretty happy with the performance. Z Gomez is giving them a bloody headache right now at the back, so they can't really come out. Mafia wins the ball back to Ndaye. Rivera. Well, the changes, you can see the difference between how we played the first time we played Crystal Palace. Why am I thinking of Aston Villa all of a sudden? Okay, and the second time. So here I decided, well, forget about the whole Crystal Palace's shots off target. You can see how many shots they had. It's still defensively as solid as you were before. So they don't have any chances in this area of the pitch, right? Gloucester City, shots on target, shots at goal. These were 2 goals. Shots off target. How did he miss this? I don't know, but this is not too bad. Shots saved. Okay, we have one. Was this even a shot? Yeah, I think it was saved by the keeper. And shot block. Well, that one we shouldn't be looking at. Pass combinations. Again, these pass combinations, they don't look very different from yours. Except now I'm pushing the wing back a bit higher. He breaks the pattern over here as well. Then we're looking at your average positions with the team, with the ball. Let's see, without the substitutes. Oh, actually, I did. Oh, yeah, I did. Starting 11. So this is how we look like when we have the ball. the deep line playmaker dropping. This is definitely no, I don't think it's got to do with the PPM. Abel Collado does not have stay back at all times. So deep line playmaker and defend. He's back here. We push these two guys up. We're getting a lot more threat moving forward as well. We got a lot of width now from this player. Alexandra Lacazette was giving width, giving their fullback a headache, and we were able to get Hajek to give us some width. What was lacking in your tactic was the lack of width in your tactic. So we fixed that, and once again, not too bad. Pretty happy with how we performed. We'll leave the match, and I'll round up the tactic one last time. Okay, so here we are. This was the original tactic you sent me. Ball winning midfielder, CM on attack, wing back on support, and DLP on defend. AP on support. These were instructions. Close down much more. And you had close down much more on all of them. Fine. You had close down much more here. You chose one role and you added one more role. So basically what you had was a situation where all 5 of these players were closing down a lot. What happens is you might not really get them in the right position to really lend support to each other. Closing down much more, you got to choose areas. I like to choose flanks, but the middle, I'm very, very picky. The only time when I do think of doing something like that is when all 3 are playing abreast. Like I have a 3-man midfield. In this particular case, I'll leave them on default. And here, my version, we have the wing back on attack. I put him here. I play him as a wing back on attack or wing back on support, either one. As you saw, not much of a difference. Why? Because I had him sit narrower. When you have this player sitting narrower, your wing back on support will overlap and he will be a threat. He will become a major threat when you have the ball in their half. That's when the wing back on support or attack is going to bomb forward. And the reason why I chose this wing back on attack early was, get some threat going early. We changed this guy into a winger on attack, so we stretched the pitch as well. This way, we have somebody sitting here, and then we have a deep line forward here. He drops deep. This guy enters. Germano played a very good game. He kept attacking. He moved into the channels, went between the central defenders, and it was a threat in the final third coming late into the box. What other change did I make to the tactic? I actually changed him to an advanced forward later so that he paired up more with Lacazette. Once we got the first goal, I wanted to put more pressure on the AI. I did that by pushing them further back. So every time they came forward, they have one advanced forward standing between their 2 central defenders, waiting for them to commit to something and be silly. And we put a lot of pressure on them, and it worked. And other than that, we also changed him. So we took off the risky passes option because there was no real necessity for that. I'm more than happy to just have him as CM and attack, CM and support. CM support, why? I wanted him just to close down more. Germano did the same thing. He just closed down more. Basically, that's all we did. Oh yes, and the last thing I did, goalkeeper, distribute to the fullbacks, roll it out. Never roll it out to your central defenders. It is a huge gimme to the AI. What's going to happen is this. You're going to find games where your central defenders may lose concentration. The ball goes to them. There's a striker waiting right there to pick them off. So you could end up, losing matches because of the pass to the goalkeeper. I would do that. I would change that. I could play this tactic all the way up to control, very fluid. I could push it all the way up to overload, very fluid. I can drop it all the way back to standard, very fluid. I don't think it would have mattered very much. Overall, the shouts we use: pass into space, play out defense, whip crosses, use offside, trap, prevent, short, goalkeeper distribution. No change there as well. We can keep the shouts simple. It's quite easy. Well, I hope you enjoyed this edition of the FM Tactics series, Dale, and to the rest of you as well. I mean, this is not just for Dale, but for everybody else. And if you have any questions, you know where to find me. You can always look me up on Twitter @PastaNet or addicted2fm.com, my website. Thank you once again to all my patrons for continuing to support this channel. You have my undying gratitude. And if you are interested in sending your tactics over to, for Gloucester City to use them to get us propelled up further up the table, then please do so. And I look forward to your tactics. We have a huge number of tactics coming through. We also have one tactic next week that we're going to try out. It's just 3-4-2-1. Interesting. Whoever sent that to me has a wicked sense of humor, because I don't play a 3-4-2-1. So this will be interesting. Do I even have 3 central defenders? I might. Webster, Borthwick, Jackson, and Sergei Gomez. Maybe I could. Well, thanks again. You guys have a good one. Take care. I'll catch up with you soon. Bye-bye.